right next to me. Little elephant, completely relaxed in our presence. We actually stopped and it walked right up to us to come have a look at us, nearly touching the front of the vehicle. Little one, feeding off the acacia sprouting from the ground there. Look how close it is incredible. No, little lady. Oh, bit of an argument behind between the eddies. So he's feeding off that baby acacia exuvialis, flaky thorn. Wow, how's that elephant scream? I'm not sure if you can hear it with the audio we've got on this vehicle. Hello. Hello, miss. Aren't you a wonderful young lady? Now, there are a huge amount of elephants around at the moment with this very dry. So apparently we've got a gremlin or two. Sorry about that. We're going to just jump back to Scotty and we'll be back with you as soon as we manage to fix it.
Well, you'll notice about 2 million impala have joined the scene here. Sadly, most of them are actually slightly out of shot and there's no way of us getting a better angle, but they literally came streaming in while you're gone, running in with absolute joy to quench their thirsts. You can see the zebra kind of slowly filtering off, but some of them are still at it. The warthog, I think I dotted in and around them somewhere there, but difficult to see. There's the kudu, she's got her spot, so it's all happening. One impala male, it appears, with all the females that have just arrived. He is on an ego trip, but it is of absolutely zero value because none of these females are in season. And if anything, I think other male impala will think of him as being quite a sissy for hanging out with all these ladies rather than being on the boys' trip at the moment. So don't be fooled by that one male impala. He is not very important. You can see those impala, they're literally jumping for joy. Off goes the kudu now. And what a beautiful scene this is here at the Sydney's waterhole. It's the biggest source of water close to Djuma at the moment. And a young impala in the foreground, having a little toilet break there. The bigger older male coming in to test the scent given off by that male. And another male coming in. We'll probably do the same thing. And isn't it fascinating that they read so much into one another's pee and poop? Almost like we read into Facebook and WhatsApp and SMSs. That's a major form of communication. It looks like the guy's sending a message now. Yeah, busy sending an SMS. And will the final one add his 2 cents to this little chat group? Yeah, it looks like it. So they're having a 3-way chat at the moment. Wonderful. Bless you, Dave. Appears like Dave may have swallowed a fly. He did. Sorry, buddy. So that's what the little coughing gesture or sound was. You handled it very well, Dave. Good first fly. First fly and first cheetah. Things are looking really good for Dave's future here at SafariLive. And We're going to continue on. Speaking of Dave and his future, we still need to find him a leopard, so that's what we're going to go and do now. And we're going to have to power down our vehicle in order to start it because it appears like the mobilizer has given in again or taken control of us. So we are stranded for now. Over to Brent's.
So we're still just sitting quietly in the middle of this herd of elephants. Some more have come from the west of us and slowly making their way towards us. Beautiful big herd. Yes, hello, mister. That is a little boy. You can see by his behavior in the road in front of us. Yes, not so brave. And look at this tiny little baby here. So cute. Just slowly moving through the bush, feeding. Elephants on both sides of us. The ones behind us are in quite thick bush. These are in the open a bit more. Here comes the little one. Giving us a good sniff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move around and try and get ahead of them so they can walk into us. So just bear with me while we move a little bit. No elephants behind us, Andrew? Madam, it's okay. Little head shake there. But there are elephants everywhere and they are heading down towards quarantine clearings. So hopefully they'll be out in the open. Or who knows, maybe they'll chase the cheetah out into the open for us. They're all moving into this little grove of flaky bark acacias. Oh, and if I just look around, there's elephants everywhere. Hello, little cheeky one. There's something incredibly special about being surrounded by elephants. They move through. Yeah, Mom and the little baby look like they might come past us quite close. So there's a big misconception that elephants have very bad eyesight. They don't have that bad an eyesight, so I'd say it's reasonable. But they do rely more on their hearing and their smell. So they're able to have lots of really good senses. Hello, Mom. Hello, but little one. A little bit nervous keeping Mom between us and it. So we just have to keep quite still here. It was James who asked the question on the eyesight. So they have reasonable eyesight, but having such incredible hearing and smell, they tend to rely on those other senses a bit more. Oh, there we go. There's a female elephant that Andrew likes to call Fang. And it's because she's got an inverted tusk. I'll try. Once we are able to move, we let these guys move past. Sorry, I just need to be on the radio. We'll go have a look. Okay, let's just keep still. They're very close. I don't want to move right now. Hello, Mom. Yeah, there's another big clumpy between quarantine and Zoe's heading towards quarantine. If I did another loop around the block, I'll check again just now. So when a female elephant's nice and close to us like this, Andrew's going Picasso, freehand, so you can get a better view. So they're so lovely and relaxed with us that I don't want to move the car and maybe slightly upset them, so we'll just keep still and wait for the elephants to move off at their own speed. Since we're sitting so close to elephants and they are such incredibly large and powerful animals, Brenda in Virginia is wondering, well, if one charges us, will the others join in? Sometimes, especially with breeding herds, that multiple cows might charge, but it's not always a fact. Sometimes they will, most of the time they won't. And if you drive carefully and you read their behavior correctly and give them space when they need it, you shouldn't get charged. You might get a warning charge every now and then, or a little head shake, but very seldom in my life have I experienced full charges while on a vehicle. Yes. Hello, it's here. Isn't that wonderful? And amazing how dexterous their trunks are. And she's eating a little sickle bush. So the monkey quiz continues, and still no one has got it. It is quite an obscure one, so I'll give you a few more minutes before I give you the answer. There's been a few more in, a cartload, or a tribe, and nope, those are not correct, unfortunately. Mary, who's in Texas, but really good try. There we go, Andrew getting artistic with you guys here, holding the camera low out of the vehicle to give you a slightly different perspective on this elephant cow. There she goes. So that's giving us enough space that we can happily move now. Marcel says, is it a parliament of monkeys? Unfortunately not Marcel, but that is a colonial collective noun, but for owls. It's a parliament of owls. It is very much used. And we see that little notch in the trunk And I wonder who can figure out what that notch is used for. What would possibly wear a tusk like that? What does an elephant eat that causes that notch in the tusk? And if you do know, let me know. Pop me an email on questions@wildearth.tv or use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. Very interesting little notch. So Kitty Cat in Seattle would like to know, how fast will an elephant run? Well, Kitty Cat, they can get very quickly, up to about 45 kilometers an hour. Here she comes. Isn't she beautiful? She's quite a big female, an old female. And you can see the indentations on her head starting to show. Currently, she doesn't have a young baby, just judging from her mammary glands. She's munching on a buffalo thorn, one of the few evergreen trees we get out here. Going to be very important for a lot of animals this year, the buffalo thorns. There's another little one coming up from the other side. And Georgie in Australia is wondering, is there any particular reason for female and male elephants to have different head shapes? Well, the most obvious is that males tend to bash each other in the head with their heads, and that would be the most obvious reason that they have different head shapes. So a male's skull is designed to take more of a pounding when fighting with other males for mating rights with females. Now, I'm going to guess throughout this, there's probably 70 or 80 elephants all spread out through the bush here. We can't see them all together. And there seems to be a few more coming from the north as well. So we're going to move around again, get ourselves into a good spot. When we do that, I got a Virginia. Sorry? Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Oh dear. Okay. So Virginia is wondering, would those notches ever wear completely through, those little notches on an elephant tusk? It is possible, Virginia. As you can see, that one's worn, that we were looking at, is worn quite far through. I'm just going to go around these ellies, give them as much space as they need, and I'm hoping they are going to pop out into the vast open clearings of quarantine. And quarantine sounds like a very strange name for being out in the bush, but it is an area where cattle or cows were quarantined when they were attempting to turn this area into farmland. Very unsuccessful attempt. When the lions eat the cows faster than they can breed, generally lends to bad business. So there's elephants behind us there. And then I'm just going to try to show you how many elephants. So we've got lots of different answers. A bag, a mischief, All of them are unfortunately incorrect, so I'm going to give you the answer. It is a shrewdness of monkeys, is the old English colonial collective noun. So as you can just see, as we... Oh yes, very upset, very scary. As we pan through, and these elephants continue even further on into the bush beyond. Ellies everywhere. These eddies are going to keep moving through. I'm going to move on. I'm going to do one last check for that cheetah, and then I'm hoping by the time I come back to the elephants, they'll be nearly at the water hole, and we could have some splashing and playing around. Beautiful herd of eddies. As we move off to do one last gander at the Shikankanka, let's see what Scotty's up to.
Don't mind me, I'm just warming up for the cheetah that we're about to find. I need to be ready to drive at high speeds because I've got a feeling it's going to be chasing an impala. No updates from us, other than it is good to have you back. Dave and I have just been getting to know one another's histories and catching up in general, which has been most joyful. And we are now, like I said, back in the area where we hope to find this cheetah. Basically, I think this is a good opportunity for me to pull out my map in order to show you exactly what's going on here. So, give me a second just to find my pointer, which is a sophisticated piece of technology that I just broke, but this one will work. Okay. Just turning on the game drive radio. Okay. So. Over. Basically, we found the cheetah over there. Oh, sorry, the glare's a bit bad. Let's try and move over to here. Sorry about that. We found the cheetah right over here. It then continued all the way along, and we lost it somewhere just about over here. And this is the blue dot where we are. It was heading in a south and westerly direction, and I'm hoping if we continue along Rebecca's Road onto Philemon's Cutline or Philemon's Dip, we may find some sign of the animal. So that is the science of our maneuvers. Very good. I'm told Brent is also in this area, coming to lend a hand. So we have got numbers. All of our resources are interested in trying our best to find this cheetah. I wonder if it's not sleeping nearby, or if it has in fact moved in our distance. Impossible to tell, but it didn't seem to have that fairly full belly, which may mean that it hasn't gone too far. There's no guarantees that with that though. And what was interesting was that day that we had the cheetah feeding on a duiker, it consumed an entire duiker. Its stomach was very full. It moved a considerably large distance to where we found it that afternoon on a swelteringly hot day, right in the center of the quarantine clearings. So you can never be too sure what these animals are going to do, I guess, is the bottom line. The fundamental point I was trying to get across. Philly, how are you doing? Hope all is well. And aren't you coming out here soon, Brian? I'm sure I remember you saying you were coming out for another visit. Brian would like to know if king cheetah are ever seen in the wild anymore. And they are from time to time. The last one was quite some time back in the Kruger, I think maybe 20 years ago. So quite a long time since one was recorded in the wild. And just like the recessive gene of white lions, that does occur naturally in the wild. It doesn't occur very commonly. And what you'll find is that in captivity, there are, over to Brent quickly.
So here we go. Not often we see these birds sitting still. It is a little European or barn swallow. Normally on the wing. They're quite nice to have them having a little rest. Always wonderful to catch them when they're sitting still. And as their name hints towards, they migrate from Europe. And they like nesting in barns and all human habitation. And let's let them sit there. I hear a very upset testicular. So I'm going to go check what that testicular is shouting at. While I do that, let's go see what Scotty's up to.
Sorry, Brian, but I'm sure a lot of you will be happy to add another bird to your bird lists. Well done, Brent. So as I was saying, you'll find a lot of these rare genes that do occur naturally in the wild. Rarely, you'll find them quite commonly or quite often in captivity, and that's white lions is a prime example. It's not difficult to breed them and or raise them once you've got the right mix of genes. And that's why they are fairly common animals in the wild, in captivity. But it's a lot more difficult for them to survive and for those genes to be appropriately matched in the wild. So you'll probably find there's a whole host of king cheetah, not certain, but like I said, you'll probably find there are quite a few king cheetahs in various captive areas where they've been able to be bred accordingly. But not so in the wild, not for white lion and or king cheetah. What's interesting is that you get certain areas of Africa, again, not many of them, where melanistic genes are quite common. So the opposite to a white lion, but I guess very similar to that of a king cheetah, which is a melanistic form. It's darker than normal. So the areas where mineralism occurs, you can get quite localized and quite common sightings of animals like serval. I know the Aberdare Mountains in Kenya is a great place to see melanistic serval. Whereas there's no other areas that I can think of in Africa where you can go specifically to see leucistic animals with lighter pigmentation. The duiker just came running out from here, so I'm clearing off in the hope that the cheetah may have caused it to run across the road here. But duiker, as their name suggests, being a diver, is what they do. They dive off into the bushes just about every time you lock targets on them.
Not all of them, but a fair portion of them are out on quarantine clearings. The same herd we were with, or a portion of the same herd. And they're busy slowly walking towards us, and this is going to be absolutely beautiful. Oh, this is just going to be so amazing. They come and going to literally envelop us. Let's see how many we can count. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 27, 28, 29 that I can see. Going to sit quietly and really enjoy this, and hopefully we'll get some nice audio rumbles. Here we go. Yeah, someone's getting a little bit curious. Here comes the elephant Andrew likes to call Fang. There we go, listen to that. Andrew in front of me. So they're coming right up to us, Andrew in front, right next to the vehicle. Hello. So literally being enveloped by elephants. I'm just going to keep really quiet and enjoy this. Isn't this amazing? Hello, Ellies. They are just such peaceful creatures if you give them the correct amount of respect and space. Wasn't that incredible? Most of the elephants were less than 2 foot from the side of the car. And they just moved past, had a quick look at us, and then just carried on. Wow. Wow, absolutely wow. That was just wow. Definitely the highlight of my drive. You can see them moving off now. I was hoping they might head towards the Juma Pan, but it looks like they're going to head further south. I'm going to see if we can maybe do that again. That's just so special. Just wait for Andrew to pop the camera back on the tripod. Wow, how was that for you, Andrew? Amazing, absolutely spectacular. Isn't that incredible? Absolutely incredible. Apparently you guys got some amazing screenshots. Well done. If you're new and you're not sure, grab a screenshot, share it on our SafariLive Facebook page, or just add the hashtag SafariLive and pop it on Twitter. Oh, there's a aerial and a branch. Ex-Ranger says it must be incredibly difficult not to say hello Ellies when they do that. It is. They are absolutely incredible animals. Now, the trick about getting into sightings like that is not to drive yourself there. The trick is to stop and let them come to you. I'm going to try do it one more time. Get up ahead of them. a lot of comments. Wow, incredible, amazing. I feel the exact same as you guys. That was awesome. And even me, who generally talks a mile a minute, was left a bit speechless after that. It looks like the herd has spread out a little bit, but nevertheless, wonderful to be able to just sit here with them. We can hear a squirrel alarming. I'm sure Scott will be ecstatic to know that his bird house has now become a squirrel house. I saw a squirrel come out of Scotty's little house on quarantine that he built. So what looks like happening here is the little family groups that make up these big herds are actually splitting off to feed in separate little family groups. It's one of those things we just experienced that you can't really emulate. So we might get a few ellies close to us again, but I don't think quite the same as we experienced a few moments ago. Oh, a very, very valid point from Ginny. I nearly forgot. I actually saw that this morning, but a very, very happy birthday to HT Hayden Turner, another one of the SafariLive presenters. So happy birthday, HT. Have a great day with the family in good old London town.
Andrew?
Debbie saying, Brent and Andrew, your hearts must have been racing being so close to those elephants. Was there ever a moment of concern? Not for me, Debbie, just a moment of pure euphoria. Andrew?
You can tell if they're going to do damage.
Exactly.
They're so friendly.
If you watch their behavior very carefully, the elephants will let you know when they're upset and when you shouldn't do stuff like that, and you then immediately move away from those ellies. But all the reactions of this herd, their body language all tells me that they are 100% comfortable with us around and not going to give us any trouble whatsoever. And we can see here comes a female walking right up to us. Again, hello, old girl. So she's chosen to come closer to the vehicle. We haven't forced ourselves into her space. She's chosen to come into our space. Hello, my lady. What you up to? You hungry? Not much grass about, is there? Look at that, isn't that amazing? She's Andrew's bravery is getting a little bit less as I saw him lift that camera quite sharply as she came a little bit closer. Don't worry, Andrew, I don't think she's going to do anything to you. So she's now probably about 3 feet from Andrew and coming closer. Andrew, she might put her trunk towards you, but if she does, just keep very, very still. So again, very important in these situations is keeping still. Any sudden movements and whatnot might spook them. But as you can see, no problem. Here comes the next little one. Andrew is now going low again. A little bit more comfortable with the baby. And Andrew, are you filming the one coming still? Or the one behind? Oh, there we go. And the next little female. Off she goes past us. there's still some more coming from the distance. Oh, look at that one scratching her nose. Oh, it's actually looking for marula fruit. There's no marulas this year, I'm afraid, poor Ellies. Very few in this area due to the lack of rain. And I've noticed they've been feeding off quite a few different species that you don't regularly see them feeding off, like devil thorns and a little weed that grows on soils like this and open areas, as well as quite a bit of terminalia, which they generally only feed on sporadically if the weather's good, and even little indigofras and little very dry pieces of wildflower. Now, this could be fun, a little male approaching us head on. Hello, mister. Are you coming to be big and dangerous and scary? Oh, no, he stopped. It looks like he's seen a little Hemania. Pink bell, little flower. Now I know why I can't find any flowers for you guys. The elephants keep eating them all. So this, there we go, you can already see the ears coming out. Now this is a little boy. He could be a little bit, oh no, he's deciding to go wider. Safari Dean says they must be smelling our water bottle. Well, hopefully not. At least they haven't found our swimming pool yet. Hello, old lady. Hello, madam. You can see almost checking every possible available food source as they move through this open area. There comes another one. The majority of the herd have bypassed us. There's one left, and she's obviously found something to eat. Can you see her from where you are, Andrew? Do I need to move? Oh, she's going to walk. And it is the one Andrew calls Fang. Got it? And she found something that kept her preoccupied, feeding there for a little longer than the rest of the herd. And I could just hear her rumbling, checking where everyone was. You see that very distinct inverted tusk on that female. Oh, I think I nearly forgot about the notch question. So there's a little notch on her inverted tusk, and what that's called is a grass notch. And elephants use it to break grass, so using between her trunk and her tusk to use it. And you see she's been using that for a very long time, and that indentation is quite deep. Oh, she's found something at the terminalia. Sniffing the leaves. No. Now let's have a look if she stays. And have the other terminalias, oh no, they haven't yet managed to signal each other that the elephants are after them. So they haven't released too many tannins yet. But you'll notice how they feed and then move. That's probably because a lot of the food starts tasting quite foofy after a while. Well, a big thanks to Lynn, who says, Brent, you have the most amazing office job. I agree.
you're going to remain relaxing with us in the shade. And we were just chatting about Facebook and Instagram and all those things, and I'm told from Kirsty that it appears that Dave is already getting stalked by a lot of you, so he's in for a treat there. I don't know what to suggest. I don't know what happened to Brent's signal. It sounds like you guys are having a wonderful sighting with the elephants over there. Oh, we got lucky. If you sometimes position this little immobilizer remote between enough solid matter, i.e. my body and the antenna behind me, it somehow allows for it to work, I think. There's some kind of an interference going on there. We're not too far from where Brent is up on the quarantine clearings. I just thought we'd just sit here and listen. This was the last area that the cheetah was seen heading into. We just thought we'd stop and listen. Maybe some alarm calls, maybe just some kind of a clue. But no luck. Oh, well, not a train smash. It's just that Brent's battery died on his camera. So all is well, nothing to worry about there. Always concerns me when you get crash cut to from elephants. It happened to me once before when I was with a pair of sleeping male lions, although back then the situation was a little bit more serious on the other vehicle. Thankfully though, not the case this morning. Oh, and here the elephants just up ahead of us, so we will get one more glimpse of them. One of you who are hoping to say goodbye and have one last view. What a morning it's been. There's been an abundance of sightings. Obviously, the cheetah was an absolute highlight. I can't remember when last a cheetah was seen, but it was many, many moons ago. So who knows, maybe we'll get lucky again this afternoon. I certainly hope so. But we'll have to wait and see about that. Also, good prospects with those lions on the property. There may be some action unfolding a little bit later on in the evening once things have cooled off a bit. Beautiful. There are elephants everywhere. Just trying to decide where the best stop is to spot. Well, Safari Dean, I'm very happy to hear that you are at complete peace and in a very relaxed and tranquil mood after spending time with these gentle giants. They are absolutely wonderfully calming animals, and I feel the same way, especially in a scene like this. And we're just going along, going about their business, and what's best about it all is that it's as if we are not even here. Well, great stuff. Oh, hello, boy. Are you going to come and say hello? Looks like he might. But while he comes closer, which it looks like he's going to, I'm going to say thank you very much to everyone involved. Kirsty and Leanne in the final control room. Brent and not even sure who it was on the other vehicle, the other cameraman. And to David, who was my cameraman. It was the first time we've been teamed up. You've done a great job, buddy.
Absolutely.
And he's easing into the team very well and obviously into the role here. So well done and good on your first cheetah. We will see you all on the Sunset Safari.